talk and move and they talk and they talk and move talk and they talk and move and they talk and they talk and they talk and move and they talk and they talk and move talk and they talk and move and they talk.
Hello, this is
Cat.
And this is Woof, and we are here to talk about the first couple episodes of a brand new television show that is based on
The games.
A very popular video game series that you may have heard of.
A little game called Fallout.
That's right. We've got the story of a vault dweller going out into the big bad world.
For the first time in forever.
Literally. And meeting a cast
Of odd people. Very odd people. Misfits, if you may.
Yes, a cast of characters including mutants, scientists, and a squire turned
Night.
And the many adventures that she has.
We also see our demon dog and hellhounds. Not hell dogs. Hell dogs are different. Demon dogs and hellhounds, which is fun.
Right. So we're seeing her many adventures in the new post-apocalyptic world. And right off the bat, let's just say we've only watched the first 2 episodes. We're taking it little by little. And
You're going on this journey with us.
Yeah, we may keep updating this as we watch.
If we do.
You know, as it goes. If we stick with this one, you know, we may just keep you in the loop, tell you everything that we think about Fallout. So, initial thoughts. Let's start with you, Kat. Tell them what you think.
Initial thoughts. When I first watched it, I thought the first episode was super slow.
Right.
I needed to be just a little faster than it was. I understand they were trying to show a lot of characters all at once, introduce you basically to the main cast and be like, this is what's happening plot-wise. But you could have done that faster. A lot faster.
Well, my thing is that, you know, I'm okay with taking time to introduce the whole setup, but I think it would have maybe been smarter to tell one character's story a little bit further through. If we'd started with our vault-dwelling
Lucy.
heroine, Lucy, and told a little bit more of her story, and then maybe gone up to the point where she meets the scientist, and then sort of gone, you know,
back
in a flashback and shown his whole thing. And
well,
then,
I mean, they kind of showed.
my whole thing is you can't do just 3 introductions for one episode.
Yeah.
It gets kind of like monotonous.
I really wish they would have kind of stuck with Mr. Mutant Man's story.
Oh yeah, you think his was the most exciting?
Well, I mean, he was the first.
He's the only one that we see from before the blast. He is the only one whose whole backstory we really see, all the way to the beginning of the Fallout universe, when everything
fell out.
fell out.
When nuclear bombs attack.
And so he was, I guess, a derided cowboy, like, performer. And he was unpopular because of his affiliations with communism in the 1950s, which, you know.
Not good.
Yeah, what? Come on. Like, you're going to be a communist in the 1950s America? Like, it's so funny to me to think back, like, to how much better things were, like, in the 1950s. Like, I get it. Some things weren't as good, but, like,
No,
It's
I
so
agree.
much easier to like own a home in the 1950s.
God, it's so much easier to just own anything in the 1950s.
Like, I don't know. I feel like life was so much
Life would be a breeze.
easier then. Like,
Yeah.
just like basically like work an hour and you have enough money to buy like groceries.
Yeah.
Like that's bizarre to me.
Nowadays, it's work a week and you're like, God, can I afford groceries? Rent's due next week.
Right? And so I don't know. It's hard to relate to communists in the 1950s, especially when, communism was so totalitarian and you had a big evil dude making weird propaganda like Hitler.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Back to Fallout. So,
I will say, like,
I'm enjoying it. I will
It's a
say
good
that.
show so
I'm
far.
enjoying it. There's a lot of
slow
parts, but also a lot of references to the video game, set-wise.
Yeah, it's fun to see the bottle caps.
Oh my god, yeah, the currency, the Nuka-Cola caps.
Nuka-Cola caps, and you got the little dude. You got a lot of these references that...
Actually, it's called a Pip-Boy. Pip-Boy, but yeah.
You got a lot of these references that are fun, and you've got a lot of this... part of that is, like... You don't have to go through all the trouble of, like...
World building.
Yeah. When you make stuff in a video game. Because you can just sort of point to things and the fans already get it.
Well, especially a Fallout series.
But I feel like you should sort of go through the trouble, right? I think, it's different in a big open world environment where, you can go around and just discover different things. But in a TV show...
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to do a little bit more of
the
explaining part.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of Fallout is talking to different NPCs and learning about the world that way, which is why you get a lot of characters that just seem meaningless.
And I get that, like, it's like I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want more, world building, but I also don't want the show to be as slow. But, like, I feel like this is a show where you can't just introduce 3 characters in the first episode. I feel like if they'd gone with one character and kept following them for a whole episode, and then maybe, the next episode show us somebody else, but, give us a good blend of action and, world building.
You know what I think of when you say that? Mm-hmm. Lord of the Rings.
Right.
The way Lord of the Rings did it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what they're trying to do, it seems. But...
You think Lord of the Rings was an inspiration here?
A little bit. But it seems that they're trying to do it that way, where they're, like, introducing 3 different characters with a backstory and then having them combine into one thing. Which, in Fallout, isn't the best thing you want to do. Fallout is a lot of story base.
Well, Lord of the Rings was all just following... the ring. It was following...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It was following Frodo.
That's what I'm saying.
With this, you don't... the ring, you stayed with Frodo for the entire...
Yeah. This you don't want to do that with. You want 3 different backstories, and you want to introduce them the way they need to be introduced.
Basically, it seems like the Doctor is going to be the through point in this. If they had started with the Doctor...
Yeah.
And then introduced the girl... later, like, I get that you want to start out in the vault. You want to...
that's the whole thing, yeah. That's where it starts.
Vault stuff. But then, I don't know, make the story more... I don't know, just... It was kind of really boring.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know,
The first episode
agree.
was very boring.
The first episode was extremely boring. The second episode got more into the action of it, which is great, but also... Now you're kind of confused if you have not played any of the Fallout games.
Okay, so here's another issue that I had, because I'm thinking about the first episode now.
Yeah.
What's with this trend of whenever you have, like, a sex scene? No, I'm talking about it.
Why?
Whenever you have, like, a sex scene, right? You've got fully clothed chick, and I've got to see this dude's butt. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing the dude's butt if I was also seeing some lady butt.
I mean,
It's
that's
all
fair.
just naked dude. It's all naked dude now.
It is.
And you know what?
Maybe they're trying to appeal to the women audience now.
Well, I mean, they say now that statistically women are spending most of the money in the household. You know, women control more of the household budget now. And they...
That's funny because it's not true here.
No, well, because then we'd have, $2,000 worth of stationery. And we'd see 12 plays.
We'd have way more plays than we would stationaries.
We'd be going to a play every month, and we'd have $200,000 worth of sticky notes around the house. So no, I do not trust you with the household budget.
It'd be more musicals than stationaries. I'd want to go to New York every week. I'd be like, let's go to New York and go see this one.
See, this is why advertisers love women. Because they're always trying to take you to plays and buy expensive stationery.
I'm gonna smack him later, don't worry. Anyways, back to Fallout.
What? Back to Fallout. Who jumps out at you as being the most interesting character in this?
Well, to me, it's the mutant.
Yeah, you like the mutant.
Well,
He's a fun villain.
I know a little bit about him. I know where he's going. I know.
I don't know. I think the Vault Dweller is a fun character. I'm not really that interested in the Knight. He seems kind of one-dimensional to me.
Yeah, he seems like what he is, a white knight.
Yeah.
I'm also very interested in the dog.
Oh.
Like, genuinely, because in
pup.
the second episode, he basically dies and then he's brought back.
Well, he was injured and he's brought back.
Oh, yeah. So, it's interesting that works on dogs, too.
Yeah, a little bit of stim pack action there.
Anyways, I'm also interested in the currency.
That's
the
fun,
Nuka-Cola caps. I think that's interesting.
Yeah. I am interested to see where they go with the lore. Kat is a big lore head.
I am. That's why I'm sad that this series is going so slow. Because I'm really, really big into lore, and it just seems to me that, at least for right now, Lucy's character is just, I'm gonna go find my dad. Woo!
So you want to see more environments. You want to see more.
Yeah.
I do think, the benefit of going slow is they are showing a lot of
sets and settings.
Sure, and the monsters and the crazy
fun.
stuff. But it's a balance because you want to see.
I want to see some action in there.
Yeah, you want to see a story that goes all the way through, and you want to see more story. I don't know. You want to see the story develop more and a little more quickly. And when you've got 3 stories that you're trying to advance all at once, it just
because they're somehow intertwined.
It just sort of feels like a drag. The story kind of feels like a drag here. It doesn't feel well paced.
Maybe it'll get better in the later episodes, but
maybe. I also think that a lot of these productions, particularly Amazon productions, they'll throw a huge budget at a project and they won't really spend enough time developing it. It feels like that's what happened here. Big budget show, lots of references to the games that everybody's going to like, but at the end of the day, it's all of that budget is kind of wasted if you don't really have a solid
understanding
story.
Yeah.
A solid story that goes, at a good clip.
My whole thing with this is everyone's gonna, and this is true because it's the only other video game franchise out there right now, movie-wise, is everyone's gonna compare it to FNAF.
You think?
Yeah. It's the only other franchised game, this isn't a movie, but movie,
it's
film
the only
adaptation.
Thing based off a game that's out right now.
So everyone's going to compare it to that, and you really shouldn't, because it's two different things. Like, completely different things.
Well, yeah, I don't think you can really make the comparison very easily. But I will say that the thing that FNAF did a lot better was it was much more friendly as an introduction to a universe. Whereas this, if you're not a big fan of the games,
You're not going to understand.
You're not going to get a lot out of this.
Yeah.
And it's very self-referential.
Mm-hmm.
It, not that that's a bad thing. I just feel like that's the problem with a lot of these adaptations is it's sort of like it's just for the fans.
I was going to say,
and I know there's a lot of Fallout fans out there.
It's a lot of gatekeeping.
I don't feel like it's done on purpose. I feel like it's just a lack of explanation. And it's, they very much want to appeal to the fans with a project like this. But, you
can't just appeal to the fans. That's like, I'm doing it myself, where they're going to, compare it to FNAF. Where if you're new, you're gonna enjoy it too. If you're new just from the movie.
I don't know if you would enjoy this as much.
That's what I'm saying. This one is comparably, if you don't know Fallout, I don't think you're gonna enjoy it all that much. It's not like a new thing where you can just be like, oh, this looks cool, let me get into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You kind of have to know behind it.
You're gonna want, it'll definitely leave you feeling like there's something that you're not getting.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not big on the games. And they're huge games.
Mm-hmm.
These are some of the most popular, AAA video games, that have come out besides probably, maybe Red Dead Redemption and
GTA,
Grand Theft Auto.
yeah.
So, you've got a lot of people that you are appealing to, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think that it's, fun for fans either. Because they want to see the actual story of the universe adapted.
Yeah, because that's how Fallout is. Again, I said this before. Fallout is a story-based game, in a way, from what I understand. And it's a lot of talking to NPCs and a lot of talking to people around the surroundings. So you don't really get that in the show either.
Well, I will say there are some things that I do really enjoy about the show. I do think that the universe is a fun universe to be in.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that, we got to that universe in kind of a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But, I wish that there was a better story, basically.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I wish there was a better plot to it than just, I'm going to find my dad.
Yeah. I wish that there was I don't know. Maybe the story will develop from here and get more exciting.
Maybe.
This all just seems kind of meh. In my opinion, I'm not that invested in the story. I'm invested in the characters and in this sort of universe.
Which is great for a TV show.
It hasn't really kept me interested in what's going to happen with the story. I'm interested in seeing more of the universe.
Agreed.
That's basically it.
We'll continue watching, see if we like episode 3, and from there, I always give it to the 4th episode, because that's when I feel like everything hits off, in even TV shows. I always give it to the 4th episode before I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep it up for a little bit, and we will report back with what we enjoy and don't enjoy so much about the next couple episodes.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll stick with us for that.
Stay tuned.
Anyhow, leave us a comment. Let us know how you feel. And, like, subscribe.
We'll heart your comments if you comment.
We will do that. Until next time, bye-bye.
In the club, I move in the talk. In the club, I move talk. In the club, I move in the talk. In the club, I move in the talk. In the club, I move talk. In the club, I move in the talk.